Hey guys, Markwayne Mullin here. I want to try motivating you, not irritating you. So often in fake news or the news that's out there, I want to be fair about that, all we hear about is things that irritate us. We don't get to hear about the good news. You know, I grew up listening to Paul Harvey with my dad, coming on in Oklahoma at 7 a.m. and again at noon, and I loved it. Man, I enjoyed it. I liked getting the rest of the story, but today it seems like if it bleeds, it leads. And they're using the irritation part, trying to get your attention to read the rest of the story. The problem is not all of us have time to do that, so we only get the bold print. But when you read the rest of the story, you might get the rest of the story, so to say, as Paul Harvey, and you can understand what the article is about. But that's not fair. When they lead with only the stuff that really makes you sick to your stomach, we forget that we live in a country, in a world that's actually full of good news out there. But why don't we get to hear that? You know, all this talk about the NFL protest, what it's about. What is it about? Well, really, when they're kneeling for the national anthem, supposedly they're protesting the police brutality. But do they ever tell you about all the good things that police officers do? I mean, there's a big, I guess in Oklahoma we'd call it a to-do, going on in a high school because some cheerleaders wanted to put on a t-shirt and sell it that we stand for the anthem, but we kneel for the cross. What's wrong with that? But there's a big stir up now about that saying it's racist. What is so racist about that? They're stating their point of view. ESPN now is saying that they're no longer going to broadcast the NFL and the national anthem when the national anthem is played during an NFL game. Why? Because they don't want to cover the athletes kneeling for the national anthem? I don't blame them for that. But why don't we get to the bigger things? Why don't we change the story topic instead of it being about the police brutality? Why don't we tell about the good things the police officers are doing each and every day? For instance, I just Googled good news for the week. And one of the headlines that popped up was the Good News Network. You get to go through there and you read all the good news that police officers have done over the last week. It's shocking. Why don't we hear this in the mainstream media? It might get me listening to news again. Right now I listen to news and I just almost get depressed. It's so frustrating that the news isn't about giving the facts, it's about destroying an individual. When are we going to change? When are we going to bring our country back from what the news cycle has made it and get to where the news is about motivating us about where we live? Not telling us just all the nasty stuff, but telling us the good things about it. It might change people's perspective. Guys, I'm tired of being irritated every day. I want to be motivated. I want to be excited about my day. I want to wake up every day and say, love the people, love the call. Because I truly do. But as soon as I turn on the news, man, it just seems like it just drops me. And I know a lot of y'all feel the same. That's not the world we live in. Start looking for the good news in each story. And let's start motivating people, not just simply trying to irritate them. Thank you so much. May God bless you, and may God bless the United States of America.